Hello and welcome everyone to the course preview video for the 2018 Glass Blown Open layout of Jones West. We are going to go ahead and kick this off on hole 1. Jones West eases you in with a fairly simple 295-foot right-hand backhand hyzer. The only real danger are the cedars short, but those are very, very grabby. Throw something overstable outside of those trees and come up short of the OB street and start yourself off with a birdie opportunity. Hole 2 isn't as inviting. Playing a 320-foot low-ceiling tunnel, you have a couple options off the tee. The right-hand backhand hyzer up the tunnel with something fast and overstable, or the sidearm around the tunnel that flirts with the OB. The backhand is the easier line for a birdie look, but can get knocked down early or sucked into the cedar short, where the sidearm is usually the safer par. There's also a towering hyzer up and over the tunnel for the big power players. Hole 3 is a new tee this year, which features a very tight gap off the tee. This hole is all about challenging your mental game. Throw something straight that will carry around 320 feet slightly uphill. Typically that's a fairway driver, and don't even think about the trees in your face. Trust in your abilities and your disc selection here to get yourself a birdie look. Hole 4 is the first par 4 at Jones West, and you'll want to have your arm warmed up for this tee shot. Playing 510 feet downhill, you'll want to throw something slightly overstable and far. The right side of the fairway is pretty open, so you can really get some power into your drive here. The farther left of the landing zone you are, the better, as your approach will be more open, but be wary of the OB street too far to the left. Finishing right in the landing zone isn't bad, but you'll have to battle more trees on your approach. The green has a few trees protecting the basket as well, so you'll want to be extremely accurate on your second shot and not leave yourself tucked up against one and eliminate the chances at a birdie. Sidearm throwers rejoice. Hole 5 typically plays as a safe sidearm hyzer out and around the trees. Be sure to give your shot some air, as the last tree is known for knocking an ace run down and leaving a 40-foot putt. The fairway is downhill, so the hole plays even shorter than the marked 255 feet. There is a backhand hyzer through the trees, but that's a much more technical and difficult shot. Hole 6 is one of the more difficult par 3s on the course. Playing 405 feet, you have a few options off the tee. The safe shot is a hyzer out to the right around all the trees, but it's very difficult to reach the pin on this line. There is a turnover line up the middle that's more likely to give birdie looks, but it's easy to turn your disc over too much or not enough and come up 100 feet short. This will definitely be a bonus birdie for those of you who can get it. Hole 7 plays almost parallel to 6's fairway and back down towards the water. The aggressive play is up the gut with a slightly overstable mid, but hitting an early tree can be frustrating as you'll still be 150 feet short. The wide hyzer is the typical play as it's much safer and still very likely to give a birdie look. Throw something like an overstable fairway up high and expect some ground skip as well. This is one of the more attackable holes and a birdie you'll really want to get. Hole 8 plays 232 feet uphill and is tucked right behind 2 cedar trees. The basket is sitting in a gap, almost mocking you as if it's an easy tee shot. The shot up the gut is the best way to get a birdie, but being stuck in the cedars can leave you with nothing but a pitch out on your second shot. There is a big stalling hyzer around the trees, but requires almost a full power drive and will leave you in an even worse spot if you don't clear the cedar on the right. No shame in a par here, but a birdie feels really nice. Hole 9 is another hole you really want to attack. There's a low ceiling off the tee, but the fairway slopes downhill and then comes back up, creating almost a backstop of sorts behind the basket. Throw something straight and hard. If you come up just short, you'll still get some ground action towards the basket. Avoid the cedar on the left and the road long, and get out of here with your birdie 2. The back 9 starts with another attackable but still dangerous par 3. 325 feet on a turnover or a sidearm. Touch is more important here than pure power. The turnover is safer as a sidearm that's turned over or not overstable enough can find those cedars on the left. The real danger on the turnover is missing the Mando tree on the right. A tee shot that misses the Mando will play from the drop zone immediately next to the Mando tree. Hole 11 is another new tee pad and now plays a straight tunnel par 4. Anything that will get you up the fairway and stay straight is key to a good tee shot. Typically, a hyzer flip with a driver to get far up the fairway, but kicks off of the trees can be costly. Too far left or right and you'll have a mess of trees to deal with. A good drive will leave a simple putter upshot through an opening in the trees to the basket. A 3 feels really good here, but there's no shame in a 4 if you don't get off the tee clean. At 210 feet, it's easy to relax and take your foot off the gas on hole 12, but be wary. This is a shorty, but there's plenty of danger to be found. The cedars on the left, right, and long are all extremely grabby and will definitely punish errant tee shots. Short left is the safe spot to land, but not birdieing this hole will lose a stroke to much of the field. Hole 13 features a new pin placement. The new pin is around 20 feet past the 322-foot position, but still tucked up against the trees. The tee shot is very similar to what you'd throw in years past, a hyzer that skips into the gap of the trees, but for the new pin, you'll want to skip even farther out and into the open. Coming up short will leave a very tricky pitch sidearm around the corner to access the pin. This is another very tough birdie to get. Hole 14 is in the short 365-foot placement, so it will play as a par 3. The danger off the tee are the two cedars between you and the basket. All shot types to avoid the cedars are open. The hyzer that has to battle the OB, where the up the gut shot has to split the cedars. The trees left of the tee can block you from the wind, so expect more wind at the basket than you feel on the tee. Hole 15 plays like hole 14's younger brother, 350 feet straight, but without the cedars to beat. There is a slightly low ceiling off the tee, but if you don't think about it, you'll be okay. There is one tree in the fairway that's perfectly in the way for the right-hand backhand hyzer, so a sidearm is more open, but the backhand is still possible. This is another birdie you'll really want to get. Hole 16 is another sidearm-friendly hole, but its tight OB can cause what looks like a good shot to be not so good. Swing a sidearm out wide and let it skip to the elevated basket. The cedar and OB street take away the big hyzer out and around, as anything but a perfect shot will come down OB. Hole 16 is the last of the gotta get birdies on Jones West. Hole 17 is the last chance for big bombers to really unload a drive. If you're going for the green, it's around 400 feet to clear the water from the tee. The safe play is a layup, then another layup. The layup zone does slope down towards the OB water, so laying up shorter puts more emphasis on your second shot, but it's the safer way to get off the tee. The Eagle 2 is in play, but an OB drive will result in a 4 at best. Laying up, then laying up for your birdie is the safest way to still score well on this hole. At 457 feet, hole 18 may seem like a short par 4, but it's no joke. A tee shot needs to miss all the overhanging branches and finish gently off to the right as far down the fairway as possible. The pond, fence, and street long are all OB to make this hole even more difficult. The second shot is where strokes really add up. You either have to carry the water or go around it and battle the steep slope of the green. Once you finally clear the water, the slope of the green can cause some serious rollaways. So either lay up for your 4 or be sure to jam your putt and avoid those nasty rollaways that happen on this green. Hole 18 is another hole that feels really good to birdie, but there's no shame in closing out your round at Jones West with a par 4.